Come on, go. Not here, over there. Thank you. Yep, got a special guest star today. My dog, Max, the Can Corso Plumber Pit. Yep. We call him Black Death with slobber because he's black. All you see is white teeth, fangs, slobber, eyeballs. Yep, we're live. YouTube, Rumble, and on X. Today, yeah, after I clear my throat from the freaking gym. Mother of God. Yep, today, anger you. They lie. You have your favorite hosts, your favorite podcasters, live streamers, the words that encourage you to watch the cool pictures, the click like for the algorithm so you can see more of my pictures. So my thumbnails intrigue you. So you can get my right-wing media to the left wing and my left-wing media to the right wing and my this media to that side and the opposing side. And the premise is always misskewed. Yeah. It's not about the data. It's not about the content. They don't care. Yeah. Your favorite podcasters really do not give two eye-oodles of a dadgum about you or what's best for you. What is it about? It's about that. Look up here. Yeah, look right there. See that pay thing? We're not begging for your money. If you want to donate some money or give us some cash, cool, because it goes to a printer, to a regional center for researchers to be able to print research from all over the globe. That's a real purpose, right? That's the academic premise of CJTV. Yep, we're on all sides of the spectrum. The outcome, the outrage, the economy, the dollar bill media. That's what it's all about, people. The environment in which anger and fear and grievance, moral and condemnation, everything's perceived as a threat commercially. The validity of it, the value becomes the attraction, the attention, the stimuli for you, the measurable engagement. Social media creators, they don't necessarily need audiences to agree with them or their content. They benefit whenever the viewer watches them. The comments, the shares, the subscriptions, the donations, the returns, the perceived agreement of the emergency, the research, the demonstrations. They conflict each other. Research demonstrates, real scholarly research, people, academic research, right? Not from he said, she said, or the media said it, or Grok said it, or I did my search under Grok. Any of you watch podcasters? It doesn't matter if they're left wing or right wing or Republican, Democrat, conservative, whatever the heck they are, however they identify. Everybody's always asking AI. I said IA, might as well be intuitive asinines. But AI, artificial intelligence, questions, negative language, right? Negative language. Let's ask AI because you didn't do the research yourself. You just want to get the online consumption, the competition for it. It's a large series of randomized headlines. It's an experiment, and you're the experiment. You're the rat in the wheel. You're the guinea pig. Each additional, negative or positive word you hear from your favorite podcaster with the intent to lie to you or get you to watch them and, subscribe to them. It's a headline in your head. Yeah, the clicks are increasing in your brain. It's the hallucination, the hallucinogen in the algorithm, in the voice, in the face. Yep, Robertson, et al. For source and citation means there was more than one researcher applied to this. 2023, all right? Other researchers showed that expressions of moral outrage can be reinforced through social feedback and that hostility towards opposing groups is partially effective at generating engagement. That was Brandy et al. 2021. I'm not even going to attempt to say that word. Researchers, if you're going to give me something that, is put together correctly. If you're going to cite it correctly. Yes, I rely on researchers, scholarly, with degrees. Yeah, here at CJTV, our central proposition here about this show, all right? Outrage becomes economically valuable, and you're the valued commodity. When emotional activism, moral ought to, moral ought not, exceeds the production of morally ought to behavior, well, your podcasters benefit. They gain. They get money. They get your attention. They get those algorithmic clicks from you, those likes. Chats are open. What's going on with our... Okay, I know I've got a moderator watching because I'm looking at it. What's going on with the... Oh. Okay, cool. Yeah, there it is. All right. Yeah, we've got our own portal that we launch everything through, so it's kind of like Facebook, you put the event on there and you launch it. For those of you that have a bunch of IT people that help you. University level, thank you. Thank you for all my IT people. Topics of interest, thing that, something that grabs your attention. The alarmist, the title, the manufactured urgency. Words such as breaking, alert, emergency. Anybody remember emergency when you were a kid? Emergency. Everybody go to Walmart and all the police cars, all the fire trucks, they have the lights, the buttons, the sounds, but there's always that one cool button that says emergency, emergent, and it's a real cool voice. Sometimes it's, a foreign voice. Betrayal. They lied. The viewer reacts immediately because the viewer has some iota, some reckoning of what the topic is about. It's kind of like the Lindsey Graham thing, right? How many of you saw those crazy thumbnails? Poison, betrayal, emergency. There's hold on, I was scrolling through it today. Let me find some stuff. Stand by. Let's do some. Here we go, right here. Let's see. Another ICE murder. This is serious. And I was just scrolling through, guys, looking at stuff. Yeah, some of this is some of the stuff I watch. Yep, sure is. 911 PT final. A class. Yep. Let's see what we got that's like a face getter. Portland, Seattle, Houston, anti-ICE protest. Mostly news. Game over. I know, some people are saying, oh my God, he's promoting people. No, I'm not promoting anybody. I watch a lot of stuff. Yep. I watch black power, black nationalism, white power, white nationalism. Yes, I do. I watch it all. Why? It's called academic. It's called scholarly. It's called keeping up with the world around you. The rhetoric, the lies, the conjecture, the lack of credibility. The lack of credibility, the lack of validity. Okay, here's something horrible. Trading Spouses, Military Edition. Yeah, those of you that are military, prior military, you're like, what? This means war! Oh, emergency! Huge threat. Don't take part. Breaking! Now, I'm not promoting any of these people or negative talking about any of these people. I'm sure they have good content. I'm sure they have bad content. I'm sure they have crappy, deceitful content too, and I'm sure they have content that intensifies the threat preparation, the threat perception, so to say. England faces blah, 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 red arrows, flaming warning, symbols of shock and oppression. Knives. Yeah, England. I've been watching a lot of stuff about England. Maybe it's because of, about heritage. My heritage is Iroquoian and Scottish. So I kind of keep up with what's going on over there because I have friends over there and I've been there military, been there civilian, even took a trip to Israel as a civilian. Went to Israel too. First time I ever get shot at was in Israel. Well, not technically not Israel, but it was on the West Banks. I was on a little moped. I heard and I thought it was a firework, but nope. Then I heard tink and something hit the car and I knew that moped couldn't go fast enough. Yep, the thumbnails intensify the perception. All right, the collapsing institutions, the capitalized accusations, the visual establishment of danger for you. Before the viewer ever hears the evidence, your auditory hallucinogen of the image, because you watch them constantly. You put your faith into the emergent of the scholar behind the mic. Growing, emergent, they're building, they're getting the likes, they're getting the donations, they're getting the capitalization of money. Yep, things that are covered into their own revenue. Views can produce a really, really good outcome and revenue for these people. Yeah, emotion, loyalty, supportive members. Yep, subscriptions, donations, merchandise, shirts, stickers, affiliate sales, paid commodities, communities, commercials, sponsors. Yeah, sponsors. Anybody ever watch your favorite podcast and their desk is full of little cool things with little labels and they're going to take a break to introduce a new sponsor to you, a new insurance company, a new coffee company, a new drink, yeah. It's because of you. You've believed it. The calm analysis before the storm, so to say, the commercially disadvantaged. You're the commercially disadvantaged. The nuance, the content. The nuance is based on you. And we're not saying you're right or wrong. We're not saying you're good or bad. Just keep in mind, the nuance is based on you. It requires uncertainty from you to click the thumbnail to get to the video or the shorty or the live stream or the playlist of your favorite podcast, your live stream, whatever it may be. Possibly somebody out there is going to say, no, I don't agree with that. I'm looking at multiple things from multiple servers, guys. So if I'm talking, it doesn't mean I'm talking to myself. I'm just reading things from other nodes. Yeah, we don't always rely on social media platforms because YouTube's really restrictive. Rumble is pretty much, free all over the place. Kind of like the images. Yes, it is. The nuance and the features of what social media can do and present to you, it's a certain declaration. Now, your brain describes it as a certain declaration of response. Hippocampus, limbic system, memory, the file cabinet of the drawer, episodic memory recall. I heard about this today. Now don't have a lot of information on it, but I'm looking at this thumbnail and it's so ChatGPT made it epic, so you're sucked into it. Sure is. Yeah. What do you think CJTV uses? We use AI to make our thumbnails, just like everybody else, but we're not putting like the hordes of, the Mongol Death Roman Empire with machetes and knives and bazookas coming at you in danger, food shortage. No. Those are trigger words, okay? Those are danger, betrayal, immediate victories for the podcaster. You're going to jump in there and you're going to donate it, watch it. It's the manufacturing of, so to say, the click. Why do you think the term clickbait was created? Why do you think credibility, validity, fact-finding, fake news? Yeah. Is it factual? Has it been verified? Has it been given credibility? Is there a set precedent to the information because it's not an alarmist title? It's a simple title that summarizes the story, just like this one for this show. They lie to you with intent. Yes, with intent. The intrusiveness of the podcaster, the intrusiveness of the live streamer, the intrusiveness of the streamer with a phone on the streets, telling you things, talking about things that really aren't happening. It's their own perception. You're not there. You're not seeing it. So Then again, it's based on the perception of the person that is recording it and presenting it to you, the emotion, the declaration of the emergency, defining the scale. What is the scale? Common techniques to grab you, trigger you, open up that memory bank in your head. It's the collective of the words. It's the collective of what you watched last night, what you watched the other day, what you heard on the radio. Yep, the absolute language, the evidence that remains unfounded, uncertain. Think of every time you scroll through, I don't know, the fantastic intranet, and when you scroll through the, oh, no, it's not. You don't have to scroll everywhere, clown. I'm watching other stuff, people. Every time you scroll through, you know, can you fix that, man? Mod, fix that. Right there, yeah. You're reacting slow, so I'm getting rid of it. It's the combining nuance of the word, combining several unrelated threats into a headline, several unrelated words that trigger emotional response, suggestiveness, suggesting that the important information is being hidden from you, concealed from you. Get food now. They're not telling you. They're hiding it from you. Yeah, it promises the event will happen. It promises the event is going to change everything, or the event happening right now is going to have some sort of effect to your day. Yep. Using question marks. It only implies the claim that you cannot be certain, or there's no support in this for you, and you're still going to click on the thumbnail and watch it. Kind of like the gloom and doom scroll, right? You're looking for all of it and you're trying to find it. The urgency, the psychological mechanism. Yes, psychological mechanism. Urgency, people. Urgency reduces the perceived time of available information for simple deliberation to yourself. Yeah, the urgency, the psychological mechanism. We're upcoming, we're live. This just happened. I saw a live stream of, I didn't watch the live stream, but I had a friend of mine send me one through email of Lindsey Graham was poisoned. Yes, by Russia. Yes. Where did they get that? Where's the validity in that? Why is the FBI aiding with the local agency? Well, maybe because it was a government official, it's a government entity, just like most people are confused and they think that FBI needs probable cause or reasonable suspicion to do something, but they don't understand the difference between reasonable suspicion and probable cause, or they think reasonable suspicion is embedded with probable cause. No, it is not. Not all agencies work the same. The Constitution, the Fourth Amendment, the United States Supreme Court, yeah. The viewers believe that danger is immediate. It's here. The conceptual words, the hidden psychological mechanism in the way it's presented. You can't afford to wait. You can't afford to wait for the complete evidence. Tyler, the Robertson case, yeah. It's Israel exploding mics and satellites. It's little green aliens coming down from, that this platform can't run this caliber. There's no way that could happen. From people that put out YouTube videos and perform ballistics tests, and they still use the word bullet. Yeah, because they're not trained in forensic shooting reconstruction or evaluations, or ballistic reconstruction or evaluation. Just the way it is, but you're going to click on it. You should watch. I got so many videos after that Charlie Kirk incident. Dr. Girl, you should watch this, man. I went to your ballistics class and you should watch this. And I watched a few of them and laughed and clicked away. Yes. Laughed and clicked away because the public meaning of physical danger, political loss, group humiliation, governmental betrayal, threats to children, crime and disorder, economic collapse, religious fracturization, cultural displacement, immigration, violence. Yeah, it's all clickbait. And the ones I watched, the video, the shooting reconstructions of the Charlie Kirk incident, wouldn't last 10 seconds in a courtroom. Wouldn't last 10 seconds in a criminal investigation. Why? The language. Yeah, it's like listening to people speak about blood splatter. Blood splatter for all you blood spatter interpretation and analysis people out there. Yeah, people in society like to talk about it. Yeah, we did this because you read a book, you watched the video on YouTube. Yeah, the headline is not merely telling you what really happened in the actual thumbnail or the headline. It is truly clickbait, but it's working on your episodic memory system. It's working on your trauma response recall. It's also working on your tribalism for where you choose to belong, who you choose to believe, who you choose to run with, who you choose to support, and the clicks and the baits, the money. As a teacher, I see students quote personalities before they consult original documents. This is the profound change in how authority is constructed. Yeah, authority. It was on Facebook. AI says it. So-and-so podcaster says it. It's got to be real, right? It's got to be real. The construction. But the conclusions always arrive before the facts are ever delivered to you. And that's the bad thing about social media. That's the bad thing about your podcasters and your streamers. Who's guilty? Who's lying? Who's the one that's really dangerous? The institution, the agency failed. The officers messed up. The government officials messed up. The politicians screwed up. The bureaucrats, the left, the right. It's so-and-so's fault. Yeah, you're going to get sucked into it. It's a breakdown that's under attack because it's constantly breaking down and it's being taken advantage of. But if you're not careful, you're going to donate and give money to the ones that are aiding in this, the fracturization and collapse of cognitive society, credibility, validity, set precedents, the laws of learning, intensity, rationality. Yeah. The value of true evidence, the value of something that is not, I think, I feel, I believe. Isn't that right? People with sewer mouths. I think, I feel, I believe. The thumbnails, the images, pre-interpretations, man. If you can't pre-interpret it from the thumbnail, just like this show, I thought it was a pretty groovy thumbnail. Yeah. I have people that help me with this. I'm just, one professor show here on this, but I do have people on the side that help me out a lot. Make it as successful as we can get, but still keep it academic and not directional. That's why I make it public. I watch everything. Yes, I do. An example. I was working at the University of Memphis. I was a professor of teaching, CJ, at the University of Memphis. And I was in a classroom, and it was pretty diverse. If those of you that have ever been to the University of Memphis, you got black, white, Asian, Hispanic, people from, the Eastern countries, like example, India, stuff like that, And I brought up the Brown Berets, historical venue. You know how many people in that classroom? And typically in one of my classes at the University of Memphis, I had like anywhere between 50 to 60 people in a room all the time. All the time. Every class. And no one knew who the Brown Berets were. So I had to go do a whole historical lesson of the Brown Berets. Some of you probably don't even know who the heck they are. You know who the Black Panthers are. You know who the KKK is. The white supremacists. Antifa. You know all these other big words, but you don't have a historical venue because your hippocampus, your memory system, your limbic system has been improperly fed. Scholarly, credibility, validity, historically. The threatening amplifiers in the rooms, the threatening amplifiers on the internet, the red backgrounds, the warning color, the fear, the yellow, slow down, proceed, calm, white. Yes, colors, just like words, images, the brain interprets. It's like, and then missing time. There, who? There, over there, there. That's why I hate when I read assignments, publications. Their decision. Whose decision? It makes that. What is it? Yeah. This program, is it a program? You only mentioned one thing. Is that one thing a program, or is it an actual alternative hypothesis or trial series that was identified? Kind of like a thumbnail, kind of like your actual broadcasters. Yep. The flames, the explosions, the broken glass, collapsing buildings, just like ours for this show. Yep. Yeah. Former law enforcement here, public agencies sometimes communicate terribly, and influencers fill the vacuum before verified facts. Right? Yep, influencers. Influencers do fill the void, and they do fill the vacuum. Believe me. Why? Society has to hear it. The governmental breakdown, the arrows, the circles directing the attention toward what a specific entity wants you to believe. The alleged evidence when it's not real evidence. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not evidence until it's allowed into the court as an item of evidence. It's an item. It's not evidence 1, evidence 2. It's item 1, item 2, item 3. So those of you that are in the law enforcement world, you got the placards 1, 2, 3. They're going to need more placards. Yeah, it's item 1. It's not evidence 1. It's not evidence anything. It's collected evidence, but there's no guarantee or bona fide stamp on both sides that it's going to wind up being evidence that is direct in a case. But the anger, the fear, the shock, the humiliation of one person to another to humiliate another human being. Society loves that. Yeah. Government buildings depicted as corrupt or collapsing. Just like this one, just like this show. That makes sense, didn't it? Somebody's going to click on it just because of this. I'm proving my point, people, here at CJTV. People are going to do that. The courtrooms, the hospitals. Yeah. The military imagery. The media. Lie, exposed, panic. It's over. Just like ours here on CJTV today. Yep. You saw it. That's why you clicked on it. Yep. Thumbnails, mismatch. The thumbnail, let's kind of talk about the implication of what you see as to what you're being told. All right. Thumbnail implications versus video content. A claim is confirmed. All right. The claim remains speculative. A claim is confirmed in the image. This is war. We're not at war with anybody, people. It's an operation. We haven't been to war since, 41. Yeah. You know what has to happen for the United States to be at war? Not in an operation or in a conflict, but at war. No, the majority of you don't, because you listen to social media. This means war. The war here, the United States has not declared war on anybody. It's a collective measure. Thumbnail implication. An institution has collapsed. The educational system has failed. DEI has went up in flames. These are examples, people. Okay, it's a limited institutional disagreement that is occurring that you're hearing. You're hearing one person's perspective. Even if they have a guess, they're always going to pick that guess that is going to corroborate their speculations, going to give you a means to watch while your host of your show is the hook. Yeah, and wow. Wow, tell me more. Wow, I can't believe that. No, wow, yeah, they're hooking you in because what's happening every time that, wow, oh my God, really? You're being sucked in like a horse to a carrot. Yeah. The linguistic collapse. Someone committed the wrongdoing. That's the favorite one. Someone did this. No adjudication, nothing verified, no evidence is being presented in your podcast, in your viewing entertainment segment. There's no evidence. They're not showing you the smoking gun. They're not showing you the bloody knife with minutia on it. That's fingerprints, people. You know, palm, fingertip, rider's edge. Just for you people that don't understand what minutia is, let alone where it came from, how it developed. It's like a bullet, right? Yeah. It's a projectile, people. It's a missile. And the bullet fragments. Yep. Even those that are supposed to be testifying experts in the courtroom are not that much of an expert. The decisive victory is imminent, right? We're going to win. Our side's there. Yeah. I always like watching those Second Amendment broadcasts or, videos about platforms, meaning weaponry, silencers, whisper pickles, whatever you call them. Yep. I always like watching those. We've won. Finally, we've got this. Second Amendment this, Second Amendment that. We can go get this, get that. Then another freaking show 10 minutes later has a speculation contradiction as to what the speculation was for the first show that you just watched. Yep. Information is suppressed. They're hiding it from you. Don't believe them. This is information that should be publicly allowed. Yes, that's kind of like law enforcement. We're asking for the help of the community, but we have a suspect. Well, we're asking for the help of the community, but we're not going to release the information on the suspect, but it was a violent act. So what you're saying is you need help from the community. You're not going to release any information about your suspect, who is a suspect in a violent act, let's say murder, but you're not going to release any information about the suspect because you want to keep the security of the case, the integrity of the investigation, but you're not going to release it, but you're asking the community for help. Well, be damned, the community's not going to help you because there's now some wild-eyed Dr. Jekyll Manson Hyde out there, and law enforcement openly admits they have information, but they're not going to release it to you, but they want your information. Not a fair trade. Think about how a podcaster or a live streamer can destroy that and put it out there. It's a crisis. It's a rapidly escalating event of emergency. You're in danger. There's a killer out there on the loose. You know how many serial killers and murderers are out there on the street every second of the day? How many of you have probably walked past a murderer or a serial killer and didn't even know it? The event was developing in the moment as you walked by them. You were the trigger. You were the eye candy. You just weren't the prime opportunity of victimization in the moment. It's the developing normality of podcasting and live streaming. Drama, tragedy, suck it in. Come on, watch me. The creator of a podcast or a live stream can maintain technical deniability by making the thumbnail more accusatory than the spoken content. Yes. The pictures can look cool. The pictures can be accusatory, but what's really being said, de-inflammatory. Yeah, not direct. It's kind of like the Reed technique versus the Pace technique of interview and interrogation. Reed, United States, Pace, UK, European theater. One is more accusatory, one is more direct. So the actual spoken word and the content does not really have to maintain the thumbnail of attention grabbing to you. Yeah, we're going to lie to you and put it in there, but the content, the linguistics, yeah, kinesics, physical, verbal, linguistic. And there is the tie of physical, kinesic, and linguistic measure of interpretation. How you're getting it. The picture makes it look like an allegation, but the video retreats into questions for you. You do not think the podcaster, the live streamer is feeding off of you, feeding off of your reactions, feeding off of your likes and clicks? Why do you think they're like, hey, we got 3,000 people in this room. Hit the like. Yeah, they want to get circulated out so that they can get circulated out and make that nickel off of you because you picked up on it. So the possible answer to clickbait and the actual allegation of the image can be reduced down by the spoken content of a live streamer or podcaster. It's because the thumbnail is part of the published message. Watch me, I'm here. It's the trigger for you. Yeah, I'm in Gala. Fight or flight. I've got to watch this. I have to know. War, it's coming. Famine, food, gas price, yeah, whatever it may be. Killer on the run. Reach as many viewers as possible. As many. That is the goal. Reach viewers who have never seen any of their live streams, their videos. It's going to suck you in. Then you're going to subscribe. Go through your subscription list. I challenge you. Go through it. How many times have you watched 1-2 videos of a podcaster or a content creator that focused on getting your attention through the thumbnail, the click, the image, then the content is questionable, or the content is more not accusatory, but getting you to become the accuser in the thread so that you will click it and start the controversy. Go through your own subscriptions. Yeah. You've never watched all of their videos. You've never paid attention to all of their content, their shorts, their playlists. Look for their other channels. Look for them, period, by doing a scholarly peer review search. And don't use AI, don't use Grok, don't use Perplexity. No. Good grief. Do it yourself or reach out to somebody that knows how to do it. However, the evaluation of the actual streams and the podcast, it should be documented with precise methodology. The mismatch instead of the assuming deceptive intent. The assuming deceptive intent is that eye candy for you. Those images, fire, gloom, doom. Look at the one for this one. Yeah. Look at the thumbnail for this one, but you're here. It's not accusatory. I don't want any questions answered here. Put it in the comments. What do you think in the comments? Should we do this? Let's do a scale. Let's do a post. Let's do this. Yeah. Now, take it. Some content creators have mods that do this for them. I've got a few mods, but they're university mods. We're not asking questions. We don't want your questions. We want your attention so that you can educate yourself and stop being the range bait or the rage bait. Range, R-A-N, and rage. Rage has a range. The bait can be pushed. It's like a fishing rod. The longer it goes, the greater the increase in possibility of you catching the fish because the bait's way out there instead of right there at the edge of the shore of the dock. Yeah, the range in the bait, the algorithm reinforcement, the faster it gets out there into the world of, the intranet and the internet. Anger becomes the distribution mechanism. Hate, fear, the excitement, the emergency. Rage bait is it's simply content, people. It's deliberately framed to provoke anger, offense, indignation, right? Argument. That's all it does. That's what it's there for. It's a value. Rage, baiting, anger, emotion, finger pointing, accusation. It converts emotion to an observable platformed activity for the podcaster, the live streamer. What? You're going to participate in it. They're going to shift you over to their other channel. They're going to shift you over to their private channel, their private server, their Discord, to where you can talk freely without being monitored by YouTube. Talk about the fear, talk about the cycle, the provocation, the emotional activation. Yeah. Comments to share with each other, the increased distribution, the larger audiences, the additional provocation. Yeah. Well, you can leave if you want to. I don't really care, to be honest with you. You can go. You don't like the content? Go find content that's a trigger and it's going to suck you in. Go find some gloom and doom. Go be a doom scroller this afternoon. The viewer may believe that an angry comment is opposing the creator. Yeah, just like this one. Don't care. Don't care. Don't really care. All right, the platform's perspective. What you have to do is you really have to evaluate the platform perspective that you're watching. Why are you there? Supportive comments, hostile comments, reaction videos, quote posts, duets, right? The stitches of the duets, the people that are feeding off of each other, the duet of a response or a comment where somebody's using it and it's triggering another, right? Screenshots, criticism, what your podcaster is putting up, picking the fight, picking the argument. Is the podcaster doing it, the live streamer doing it for the clicks, the money, the value, or is it you? Are you being sucked in by the linguistic tone, the value, the given information, the lack of credibility and validity by your podcasters, your live streamers? You're being sucked in by it. How many of you watch podcasters or live streamers that openly admit, yep, I went to school, I did this, and I quit, and I dropped out, and now I've been broadcasting for 10 years, and why'd you drop out? Is it because you didn't have the ability to be cognitive? Didn't recognize validity or credibility? You recognize that the emotional pull, the emotional trigger, the optimization of opinion engagement is more paradox than you being able to speak with credibility and validity? Yes, that's why. Has more money. Yeah. Because you weren't successful there. Or you had bad mentors and bad leaders that basically convinced you to stay there, get that education, then go into it, then be more successful with credibility and validity. Not seeking the condemnation of rage bait. Yep, it's going to increase visibility, people. Rage, anger. Yep. The expression of the person, the outrage, the attention of approval. Look at all the clicks I got. Look at Bob, man. He's got like 20,000 viewers and I've only got like 8. Wonder why. You're not angry enough. You're not triggering that emotion enough. You're not causing that hippocampus limbic system drawer to open enough so trauma can come forward. You're not enabling mental illness, mental dilapidation, episodic memory recall trauma. You're not aiding in that. That's what people want, right? The open access to harm. It's predominant. Think of yourself while you're watching this. You never know. It may be a short. You may watch it and be like, I'm one of those people. I don't like that guy. Well, it's the post-perception, right? You receive your own attention. You have to antiquate your own approval. The reward becomes associated with behavior. Yep, the reward for you. I'm going to go watch that again. I'm going to go watch this guy again. I'm going to go watch this gloom and doom guy again. Yep, did I just promote that? All right, clear, no sign. Nope, not a sponsor, people. Bought by me at a store. Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor. Yep, the reward is associated with you, your future behavior. The person becomes more likely to express outrage when they find out or they discover that, man, I've been watching this person and they've been lying the whole time. Now I'm going to go find somebody else that's worse. The user observes. What does this say? Okay, is our node? Yep, our node's still going. Outrage becomes normal. Outrage is visible in groups online. Outrage is visible in groups and actual podcasters and live streamers too. The hostility toward the opposing political argumentative group, particularly the powerful, the predictor of social media, the rich, the famous, the engagement of corporation. That would be sponsor, people. The engagement of corporation. Yep, the big money, the companies, the infrastructure. Yep, we're going to take a moment and we're going to blurt out a couple of messages that are, pre-written and we have to read off for our sponsor. Then we're going to go back to the run, get gas, war is coming, war, death, destruction, gloom and doom. Yep, that's where you're at. This means the creator may gain more attention from telling us he has an alternative audience and it's not you or she. Yeah, the audience is the money, man. The audience is the money. Look at what the enemy has done while I get paid by the enemy. It's kind of like actors. Any of you recently hear actors talk garbage about the United States, about the flag, about the government, about one institution of government? United States has just gone bad. It's crappy. But you're still going to work in Hollywood and make all that money, right? Suck it out of the viewers. Suck it out of society. Forgive me, this thing was not adjusted correctly. Now it is. Look at this. The time to set things up. Yep. Yeah, only had like 10 minutes. Yeah, here's what the group possesses. The group in the chat. The group that is the collective of the reliable body that watches a live stream. Yes. You're the group. You're the collective. You're the audience. You're the solution. Sometimes you're more reliable than the commercial strategy of the podcaster or live streamer themselves. Without you, they couldn't be the streamer. They couldn't be the live streamer or podcaster. So the audience is technically the enemy. If the audience leaves, then the podcaster or the live streamer, the one that's getting those nickels and dollars and those big YouTube power chats. And sure are. You're the enemy now. You're technically the enemy, period. Even though you agree and you're like, thank you. They give you thank you for your $20. Thank you for your sharing memberships. You leave, you're now the enemy because they're not making money from you anymore. Ooh, the converting enragement now happens. The converting enragement because they're not converting engagement into revenue from you. Converting enragement. Enrage. Angry. Because you're not supporting it. Hit the likes. I can't believe we got 15,000 people in here and I only got 200 likes. Yeah. The engagement behavior versus, let's call it potential economic or commercial value funding. All right. You watch the video. Advertising. Yes. Impressions. The time it's watched. The time in the series. For those of you that don't have premium or you don't pay for it, you watch your favorite, YouTuber or Rumbler or Twitchy or whatever it is, social media you watch, and you have to wait for that, counter for the commercial. You're there. You're stuck. That's time watching their show, and you're engaging in the advertisement. Did you not know that some of these podcasters and some of these streamers and some of these favorite acolytes that you watch are out there socially have commercial agreements with these people? You watch that little commercial, even though you watch it to the point where you can click through it, that podcaster, that streamer, that one in that social event of the afternoon or day for you is making a nickel off you. So if you don't stay there, the monetization pipeline, it turns into an outrage because you left. Too many commercials, man. Returning regular. Yeah, that's the behavior that they want. They want you there. The potential economic income, the potential commercial value. What are you saying? Yeah, that's right. But anyway, based on the commercial value, the stable audience, that's the recommendation history right there, the stable. Think of yourself. I went to the circus last year. It was great. I'm going back. Yes. I went to go see this movie, part 1. I'm going back to see part 2. It was great, man. Yeah, it's the engagement behavior, the subscribing, the larger reoccurring audience. Subscribe. Thanks for handing out memberships, Bob. You handed out 10 memberships, Tina. Check your accounts, guys. If you got a membership, you have free access to all my private stuff for however long, a specific amount of time, until you get logged out. And then you get hooked on it. You want to go pay again. Paid membership, monthly reoccurring revenue. That's all that is. You know, there's something in commercial business to where, you know, it's called, you know, giant killers. Giant killers means business owners reach out to their people that pay memberships, and 99.9% of the self-throat cutters are people that own gyms, private gyms. I haven't seen you in 8 months. You got a membership, man. You need to come in and support these programs because I got this new pedal bicycle program. I want you to come in and try to support it. And then the one receiving the call is like, oh, shit, you're right, man. I've been paying you for 8 months and I haven't been there. Then what? Terminate the membership. Now the monetization outrage starts. Yes. Subscribing. Check your subscription lists. What are you paying for? Paid membership. The super chats. What did you pay for? Shouldn't you have paid for, a monetization of you instead of the outrage? The product income is not built around you, people. The public group identification is not even built around you. It's built around the dollar bill. That's what it's built around. Newsletter subscriptions. I love those. I love those because it's a vacuum. Yeah. It's an audience access, but it goes beyond the platform, and the majority of the information that's in the newsletter is that one publicist, that one live streamer, that one podcaster's own interpretation of what they want you to believe. The trigger. Yes, the newsletter, the subscription. Yeah, we're going to put a newsletter out every week just so, you know, our subscribers can get it, and only they can get it. And if you've been watching our show, you're going to be hooked in like a worm on a hook and like a savage, rotundist, emotional failure into our linguistic tones so that you could come read. Yeah, they're going to suck you in. You're paying for it. You don't need to pay for that. Do your own research. Learn yourself. It's a paid community already. You're there. It's a recurring subscription. It's supposed to make the group, you know, the identification of the group or entity stronger, but is it really? You need to evaluate that. The sharing of the content. Is it really valuable content, or is it content from a bunch of idiots? From a bunch of moronic pinheads? Think about the news media. They're going to find the dumbest, drunkest moron in the trailer park to talk about what happened. Bob, what did you see? We're here with Janet. Janet was like 8 streets over when she saw the police coming, and she's going to tell us about the incident. We don't need to hear about the police coming and hear about the sounds. They're already there. The news have already told us this. We don't need to hear Janet, and we don't need to watch Janet put down her 40 and tell us what happened. She wipes her mouth off with the sleeve wipe. Everybody understands what I'm talking about. Like it just is what it is. The drama. The drama. The revenue. Revenue doesn't prove dishonesty, though. Keep that in mind, guys. Linguistics value the information, the content, validity, and credibility. The scrupulous speculatory information that's being given to you. Monetization does not prove that the creator is dishonest, nor does it prove that the creator is honest. It's an emotional content. That's all it is. It's an emotional collective grab. Emotional content is not automatically misinformation either. It's emotion. Think of criminal investigator. Write down what happened. Write down what happened to you during the time that you were raped forcibly. Then emotion comes into it. I was fearful. You hear all kind of emotional words, linguistically, verbally. Then when they write it down, you read. Scan. technique, linguistic scan of words being put on paper. I asked what happened. I didn't ask about how you felt or your emotions. It's trigger. Yeah. That's why sometimes investigations fail. Because investigators really don't know what they're looking at or what they're hearing. They miss it. Let's cover a few more things, then we'll call this lovely episode a closure for They're Lying to You. Creator content. Yep, the evidence permits. Oh, yeah, researchers should examine these things, especially podcasters and presenters. The commercial system. The trick words. Escalating hostility. Repeated crises. Yeah, crises, plural. Crisis, not a singular. The crisis announcement. Do you remember last week we had the same crisis? We had the same crisis and nothing is being done. Now the escalating hostility based off of the original crisis 2 years ago. It's showing its ugly face again. The failed predictor without correction. It's kind of like the law enforcement agency. It's easy to recognize and correct it and then put it out versus know it's there and not do jack shit about it. Yep. What is up with the node, guys? What is up with the node? All right, moderator. Where's a mod? Where's my mod? Okay, I got a CJTV mod. Okay, debate claims without insulting other. Okay, I guess somebody was insulting somebody and you saw it, right? At 2:05. And then it stopped. You're killing me. Mods, you're killing me. You are actually killing me. Is there a catch up here somewhere? Send it to me on the side while I'm finishing this out. Your nodes suck. Yep. You got to work on them, guys. Failed predictions. Yep. Failed predictions from podcasters and live streamers without, correlation of true evidence, reliability, or credibility. I know. Some of you are going to click in here and, man, this guy's just like talking the smack and cutthroat and I'm not cutting throat and anybody. I'm not mentioning names. I'm not mentioning specific shows. I did bring up the old screen, but, it is what it is. Possibly good shows, possibly bad shows. Who knows? Failed predictions without correction, kind of like law enforcement, kind of like government. Constant claims. How many of you have constant claims of what's coming, what's about to happen? And it was really just suppressive knowledge or suppressed information, but it was selective to you. They wanted to trigger that cancer. That's what they wanted to do. Why is this thing froze, mod? It's frozen. Look, it's not scrolling. I'm seeing in my end that there are more things going. I'll tell you what, we'll just do it this way until you get it fixed. Watch this. Gone. Attacks on competing information sources. That's one of the last ones. How many of you ever watch one show try to cut another show's throat? It happens, man. It's like media. Fox. It's like going on, what is it? The View. Everybody knows what I'm saying. The View, the lefty Democrat side versus you got some right-winger on the show. What so-and-so cut somebody's throat. So-and-so smashed them. It was war. Destroyed them. Fiery blaze inferno. Went to hell. Yeah. It's a trigger. It's the attack on the competition. It's the membership appeal. You're watching this show, so you must be on this same side as I am. We're going to make our side victorious. The emotional peekaboo. We're going to see how quick you're going to click, how quick we can get your emotions into. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. It's just it's a moneymaker, people. Unresolved crisis incentives for you. That's all it is. The resolvable problem, continuing the view of the problem, the coercive coercion of the crisis for you. Predictions, fundraising, apparel. Get out there. Opportunities for the audience to mobilize. Yeah. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. There's an event coming. There's a so-and-so rally, this type of rally, that type of rally, this type of protest happening in the future. I'm going to go live stream from it. Be there. Yeah. Make sure you donate so I can pay for a new camera stand. So I can pay for some new stuff. It's kind of like CJTV. All of our stuff, it's paid for by moi. Yeah. I know. Hard to believe. Hard to believe. Hard to believe. Let me see. Let's see if there's anything else I want to cover. I don't have anything. I don't really have a lot of notes for these shows, guys. It's kind of on the epidemic fly, so to say. Oh, now you got the node fixed. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you. Yeah, that went back. I came over to Rumble because the subject is bigger than party politics and YouTube. Yeah, YouTube is kind of restrictive, guys. Not a lot of people like hearing that their shows and their live streams are clickbait and hook, man. Gloom and doom. I don't like it. It just is what it is. Influencers become the institution. That says fake news. Yes, it is fake news. It says fake news. This is a university node, guys. It's switched over. All right, so enjoy your afternoon. And remember, the audience wants resolution. Yeah, the audience wants what the audience wants. The content system may be a profitable, measure for the sender, the live streamer, the podcaster, but it's a contagion, guys. Hope, fear, complimentary words to attract you. Something terrible, something bad. The prosecution, the victory, the awakening for our group, our movement is here. It's coming. We've won. Second Amendment. We can have silencers and cans for free for everybody, for the world. Wrong. The misuse of the information, the misinterpretation with intent to get you to watch, to get you to click. Misinterpretation with intent to the viewer. At least you know you're not going to misinterpret this one. We're just the least honest about it. Have a great day.